question 12 says the figures below show the amount in millions of pounds of UK aid given to Ethiopia for each of the years 2009 to 2015. Okay, so these are the amounts in millions of pounds. Okay, now the table gives a summary, and I'm guessing that it's in order. So 2009 would be here, 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014, and 2015. Okay. Then we have the table gives a summary of the amount in millions of pounds of UK aid given to, so Pakistan. Notice that this is different, okay? So two different places. Pakistan for the years, again, the time is the same, 2009 to 2015, okay? And this doesn't give me the values, it gives me the mean, it gives me the standard deviation, and it gives me the greatest amount, okay? So, mean and standard deviation, okay, is something I can use. Greatest amount might be interesting as well, but this is one that we don't take too much interest in, okay? So we want to know mean and standard deviation more. So compare the amount of UK aid given to Ethiopia and the amount of UK aid given to Pakistan for the years 2009 to 2015. You may use, and then there's these numbers that we had here for Ethiopia have been squared and added together. Okay, so squared and added together, and that's the value there. Now, I've got the formula for standard deviation here because this is what we're going to need here. Now, if we're going to compare, and they've given us the mean and the standard deviation and the greatest amount. Now, we can compare the mean, okay, so we can find the mean. So what we can do is we can add them up and divide by how many values we got there, okay? We can compare the standard deviation. So we can actually find the standard deviation, and this is going to help us, okay? So we can just use that value if we know where it goes here, okay? So this is all the values squared and then added. That's not in this standard deviation formula, but it is in this second one, okay? So that would be the top of this fraction here. So the sum of the x squared is what's been given to us here. So 631,217, this goes at the top of the fraction there. Divide by n, so divide by how many values that we had. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 values there. Remember, in this position here goes the mean. Okay, now you can find the mean and then just put it in the brackets there and then square it, and remember to take away as well here. Okay, or you can just, add up these values, divide it by 7 and then square it. Okay, so it's up to you how you want to do that. So what we want to do is compare those. Now, if we look at the greatest value as well, so this is 374, and the greatest value here is 344. Now, this is quite close. And the other thing is the greatest value, it doesn't really tell us too much, okay? So there's no real point in comparing this, okay? But we can actually say that as well. But it's very important that we compare these two, okay? That's the most important thing. So what we need to do is find the mean of this, compare to this. So say which is higher, which is lower, okay? So say, on average, okay? So on average would be that we're giving an interpretation as well. So on average, UK has spent more money in UK aid to Ethiopia or Pakistan, or whichever one is less, okay, over the years 2009 to 2015. Okay, so that's what you're going to say. And you also want to find the standard deviation using this, okay? So using this formula here, find the standard deviation, and then you want to say the amount that's given to whichever one has the higher standard deviation, so whether it's Ethiopia or Pakistan, you want to say, the amounts given to that country vary more, okay? So if the standard deviation is higher, that's telling us there's more variation in the amounts given to, whichever country has the bigger standard deviation, okay? So this is really the question. This is what you need to do. So find the mean, find the standard deviation, compare the mean, compare the standard deviation, and give an interpretation, okay? So on average, where has UK aid gone more, Ethiopia or Pakistan? That you're going to find from the mean. And then you also want to say, where did it vary more? And that you're going to find with the standard deviation.